Just follow your passion. Just follow your passion. And everything's going to be fine. Well, this seems like an advice that is out there, everywhere. And I want to share with you in the video today some of my own experiences of how this might not work out actually, and also some or many people who I've seen around me. At the end of the video, we take a look at what might be better ways of finding the thing that you're looking for without this idea that you have to have a passion and follow it. I was surprised to find out that there is actually no data connecting or relating the following of your interests and passions, if you have them, is going to be related to a long-lasting fulfillment in job and life. But why everybody's talking about this passion? Let me tell you my own story. I have always been passionate about many things. And based on this idea in my head that I need to make my passion my life and follow it, I made many of those things that I was interested in. For example, photography, design, videography, visual effects, 3D drawings, and 3D design. All of these things, sound, music, at some point I made them into my job. So I had this creative studio back when I was living in Rotterdam. And this is what I was doing all the time. And like many other people who turn their hobbies or their interests into their jobs, I found out that it actually almost killed my interest in these things. Because you see, when I was doing those things as an amateur, I was playing, I was expressing myself, I was discovering, and it was great. But when it became a job, and this industry is brutal, media, and when you are running from one job to another and making things that you are not per se super happy with, but it pays the bill. Or you have to listen to so many different ideas and things get watered down until the final product becomes something that, well, it's less than idea. Those are the moments that you start to ask yourself, why am I doing this? And this happens to so many people, from people who love baking and become, the very sad bakers, to many of my friends are artists and musicians. And I've seen this so many times that somebody who, for example, music, they recognize this as this being their passion. So they go to the conservatory and say, I'm going to study this, and then they create such a structure around something that they were interested in that they have no room to breathe. And it is not always, of course, this way, because I also have many friends, and I've seen many examples of people who followed something else than their passion. They were connected with what interested them, so what were they passionate about, but they didn't create this idea in their mind that, okay, this is it, and I am going to follow this. They kept listening. And this is the key. On this channel, we have talked a lot about, and it is, I find, one of the most important things in finding our way through life, navigating, is not to have a map, not to have an idea, not to have a passion and name it and create all the structures around it, but to have a compass, to be connected to what brings you alive, joy, that which gives you joy. And joy, of course, I don't mean pleasures. I don't mean joy. I mean the sensation of life speaking through you, instead of you trying to tell life what it must be. So Let me give you another example. Writing has always been something I been passionate about, and it's something that I was just doing out of my, spending a lot of my own time in it. But when I started to push it, try to force and make it into something that could be some kind of a job, I started to suffer because I was now trying to tell writing what it must be. But the moments that I was really joyful and flowing with writing, it was when the writing was showing me what it is, what it wants to say. And this is a huge difference. This is such a big difference. And the ability to be able to follow this compass is, I think, one of the greatest wisdoms in life. You see, I think it is dangerous to have ideas in our minds about what our life must be and try to force life in that box. And this will inevitably lead to suffering, or go with joy. And that is when life flows unobstructed by our ideas and construction. We are just available to our lives. So life flows through us. It shows us. This is a huge difference. And so what would be a better way than following just something that we are interested in today? Because really, most of us are interested in so many things. We can go so many directions. So how do we decide? One of the ways I would suggest, after all my experiences with this, is to find what matters to you. Not what you're interested in today, but what really matters to you. I'm making another video which is going to be here with a question that addresses this, so you can find that out for yourself, or at least contemplate on it. Or check other video where we looked at facing ourselves with mortality in the face of death. Many of the trivial ideas and goals that we have fall away, and what is truly important. We also looked at a quote by the Steve Jobs. What is truly important shines through. And so finding what matters gives us direction. Finding what matters, not as a mental idea that we have, this is what matters to me, welfare of animals. But is it really true? Is it something that brings you joy when you do it? When you observe yourself, are you joyful doing that? This compass will never lie to you. And the other thing I would suggest is finding something that you are interested enough in to become better at. And this is when it comes to work, jobs, something you are interested in improving in. You are excited enough about it to put in the work. Because we need to, of course, put in the work. We need to, and for that, we really need this to have a big why we are doing it. It drives us. And when it drives us, we are able to become master at something. Because we will go through all the obstacles that inevitably show up when we are trying to do anything that is beyond our comfort zone. So finding something interesting enough that we want to improve every day, it checks many of the boxes that gives us a fulfillment in life, like having a sense of learning and progress. Our brains release dopamine, and these shots of dopamine, of a little bits of happiness, are essential. Sense of progress, sense of that we are becoming better at something. So this is one. The other is sense of contribution. When we are learning and becoming better, at something, we get the sense that we're contributing to something that is bigger than ourselves. And we know that this is the source of meaning in life. The other thing is the social impact that we have, and value, sense of social value and connectivity through our work. These are the things that I think at the end determine if we are fulfilled with our lives, with our work. And so another shift in perspective here is to having something in this way that we can be passionate about every day in most of the moments, because whatever we do, there are moments, no matter how much we love it, that it just doesn't feel that way. But it's about the bigger arc. So something that we are passionate about, instead of just following something that was once an interest and we called it a passion, and now we build this trap for ourselves that, okay, I built everything around this, and now I am doing it in a way that it just doesn't, it's not there. It's just not there. And then it becomes very difficult, because we have been following a mirage instead of following this compass. So once more, we arrive in a similar place. Find what truly brings you alive. Don't make a mental idea out of it. Don't name it. Don't put it in a box. And let it show you step by step where it wants to take you. This is exactly how we let life speak to us, instead of we trying to put it in a box. The way we do it is this: by being connected to that which brings us life. So how is this working for you? What are you passionate about? Has this changed your mind about anything? Any experiences? I would love to know all of that in the comments. And if these videos are useful to you, you know what to do. Like it or subscribe. All good stuff. Thanks for watching.